Yeah.
Michelle, what's going on? How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me. A little nervous a little bit, but
you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yes.
Your smile will penetrate. Everything
Well,
will be
hey.
okay. So welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm happy that you took the time out of your day today to talk about some of the things that you're doing and how you see the market fit and how you continue to provide home ownership to those that are looking for it, right?
Yeah, yes.
It's good, it's good.
Yeah.
So Michelle, you are a broker, right?
I am, yes.
And you wear dual hats. From my understanding, you're a flight attendant and a broker.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
yes.
How the blank you do it?
How do I do it? Well, it's easy, because I love them both.
Right.
They both serve different purposes in my life. And what I mean, like, I could just hop on a plane and I'm like, what, I want to go to London. I want to go shopping today. Or I want to take my mom. I just took her to Napa Valley for Mother's Day.
Okay, that's what's up. I love it.
And then, but here on the ground, I put on that other hat of, serving another purpose of getting people home. So I love it. If I could do it all over again, I'll be a flight attendant and I'll be a realtor.
To be clear, she's not doing this for income. She's doing it for leisure.
Leisure.
Yeah.
Yes.
What better way to see the country, the world,
yes.
doing what you love and at the same time providing home ownership?
What better way? What better way?
You blew my mind when you were in Africa and you got your hair done. I love that whole story. Where
yes.
You was like, look at this and look at that. And then you started right. I was like, yo, what? Wait, what? You went to Africa to get your hair done.
Yes,
I was like,
I do that
that's
every
a
4
crazy
months.
experience.
Every
I didn't know
4
that
months.
part. Okay, every 4 months.
Every 4 months. Like right now, I'm cringing right now. I'm like, I need my hair braided, But yes, every month I go down to Cape Town and I get my hair braided, and it also gives me a chance to like just escape.
Okay.
So
it's your purpose.
It's my purpose.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
Which makes it that much more for others in the United States to never touch your hair when it comes to braiding, right? Because if you go to Africa get your hair done, like I'm sorry, there's nobody coming close.
No, and I feel like they do it as a leisure. Like it's so seamless for them, and they're very, very like, if whoever knows me, they'll know like my braids are very, very tiny, and they're just, I love it. I love it. And I'm like, you know what, let me just take this time and show them love.
Right.
And yeah.
You do a good job.
Well,
how's the food?
The food is good. Oh my gosh. The food is really, really good. And South Africa is very mixed with a lot of different other cultures within Africa. So you have like a lot of different mixtures when it comes to South Africa.
Nice. So now we're going to talk about real estate.
Okay, let's get it.
Very fact. So
let's get it.
It's interesting, right? You're from Connecticut, went to Atlanta. Atlanta's the reason you found your bedrock in New Jersey when it comes to real estate. Is that fair to say that?
Oh, we can, yes.
Okay.
So right before I became a flight attendant, I met up with a great friend of mine who is a broker owner of I Buy, I Sell Realty.
Okay.
And he was in real estate, like doing it really, really heavy. And then I was getting into being a flight attendant. And it came to the point where people will ask me like, Michelle, where did you go today? And I would get so mad, like, I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me that.
Interesting, right.
So then he just gave me this book, Think and Grow Rich, by
Rich.
Napoleon Hill.
Okay.
And they talked about mindless behaviors.
Mindless behaviors with Think and Grow Rich by
Napoleon Hill.
I got to look into that book. Okay.
So when I read a particular line, I said, oh my gosh.
I need to do this.
I need to do this.
Right.
And it was like, it was a changer for me. And then once I'm like getting in the groove of flying, and then I'm noticing I'm waking up 3 o'clock in the morning, like, I forgot to give the lady in 30D black coffee,
Right.
So, and those are mindless behaviors that, we do.
Right.
So I'm like, let me step into, doing something else that I love, which is, real estate.
Right.
And I met up with a developer here in New Jersey, and that was the end of it.
So let me ask you a question. Doing what you do, wearing both hats, do you have to code switch?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, mainly with because any and everywhere I go.
Right.
Hi, I'm Michelle Cooper. I'm a realtor.
Right.
Who do you know? Like any and everywhere I go, to the people are like, why do you tell everyone that?
They need to know.
Because people need to know.
They need to know.
You
Right.
know, and it's always a conversation piece, no matter where you go.
Right.
Like everyone needs a place to live, everywhere. And I learned that by my friends in Atlanta. Like everywhere you go, you tell people. So yes, so I code switch when it comes to flight attendant.
Right.
Where when I'm on the plane, then yeah, I'm a flight attendant. But the moment I have the break,
Right.
I switch right back into real estate.
Well, I've never met an unprofessional flight attendant, so I must say, I'm in my mind, I'm like the customer service, the value, the time, the smile, the jokes, the bubbly, everything. Yeah. I think you encompass everything.
Oh,
so therefore,
you.
That's what makes it seamless for you when it comes to real estate, right? Because of the simple fact that your smile is charismatic. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to sell my house for Michelle Cooper. Yeah. I'm going to do that with Michelle Cooper.
Okay, now, all right, where's the listing agreement? Come on, let me sell your house.
Well, we got 10 more years.
Okay, all right, I'm going to be looking for you. I'm going to call you, Jimmy.
So you know what motivated you to become the professional broker realtor was the line in the book that you read, and you felt like this is it, this is going to satisfy my clients' end goals.
Well, my previous background had something to do with that as well. So I was a mental health social worker.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So for the last 7 years, I worked in psych, you know. So
you do need that in this field.
You do.
Right.
You do. So that actually really guided me and helped me a lot in real estate. So
you measure discipline.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, because when it comes to human behavior, you know, which is something that I truly understand. And no matter if you're getting on the plane, people are flying for multiple reasons. You know, they're going to a funeral, they're going to a wedding, they're going on vacation, they're going for business. Likewise with being a realtor, there's so many different ways or so many different reasons as to why people are selling.
Right. Finding out their why. You do a good job of that.
Right. Finding out their why, which is, it makes me who I am and how I'm able to encompass like that with my clients of saying like, why is it that you're selling? Right. You know, so that's something that, and just understanding the human behavior, you know, behind it. It's
important to find their reason to solve their solution.
Exactly.
Right. It's always, I think, once you find those answers to your questions when you're asking them, it makes your life that much easier.
Exactly.
Especially with the background you have. I didn't know you had all this.
Yeah. So yes, being a social worker, yeah.
So pursuing both careers, how do you see today's market when it comes to, some are saying there's no inventory. What are you talking about? The home is overpriced. There's not. Michelle, what do you see going on in this neighborhood? Specifically, because you focus on counties, northern New Jersey, but specifically Essex, Morris, Union, and the ones, you know, northern New Jersey areas, right?
Right.
How do you combat those conversations when one is seeking home ownership but feel like they can't afford it? How are you having those conversations?
So first is just, like, you mean when they cannot afford it?
No, when they're saying they think they can't afford it, but because of some of the opportunities you present to them on when it comes to home ownership, how are you having those conversations? Because some will say, look, Michelle, I don't want to pay $1 million for this house right here, but you're like, well, look what you're getting for the $1 million in today's market.
Right.
That's what I meant by how are you having those conversations with them when it comes to they can perhaps get this home, this is what they just have to pay for. Coming to reality when it comes to ownership.
So coming to reality on what's happening in our market is definitely letting them see it for themselves.
Right.
You know, so I will send out a list. Like, you're telling me you want a 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom home, and then, but it's $800,000 or $1 million. It's like, okay, this is what's happening, you know, so just giving them that real. And then also introducing them to other locations. So there has been like plenty, you know, clients where I'm like, you know what, well, if you don't want to pay this, well, let's shift down. Let's go a little further away to where it's something where you can, you know, can afford, because your home is your peace.
Right.
So if you have the hustle and bustle of working in New York City or Jersey City or whatever, then okay, well let's shift down. Let's go a little bit further down to achieve that goal. You know, you have a goal. Like, do you want to continue to pay your landlord $3,000 when you could go down? Just go 20 more minutes down, and you know, and let's see. Or just giving them that harsh reality of this is what's happening.
This is what's going on in today's market. You know, it's, you say rent $3,000. I'd be hard pressed to find where you can get rent for 3,000 these days, especially the areas you cover, right? Because rent is climbing up a tad bit, right?
Yes.
It's kind of crazy.
Yes.
Kind of think of it now, like, okay, rent is anywhere between 3 to 4,000, and your mortgage or potential buy can be anywhere between 4 to 5. So the question is, one allows you to write off on the asset, the other one does not allow you to write off.
Exactly.
So sometimes you have to have, I have those conversations with my buyers. I'm like, look, you're not writing off anything right now because of you're paying rent. If your mortgage is a little high, it's because of things that come along with it, right? With taxes and interest, but you can write that off at the end of the year. So be mindful that don't be short-sighted too much on today's number. Look at it when you file your tax at the end of the year, how some of that can come back to you.
Exactly. Right.
So how are you getting listings, Michelle? I mean, like walk me through it. You don't have to give all your ingredients, because, people are watching. They're going to be like, yo, what's up? Or like, this is how she do it. Let me go implement that. But give me a little flavor. Okay. How are you getting some of your listings?
Hi, I'm Michelle Cooper. Can I list your home?
That's it?
Yeah.
No one can replicate that one.
What other Michelle Cooper could do that?
I like that one. You're right about that.
But
that's a good one. You got me stunned on that one. Hi, my name is Michelle Cooper. I can help you. Okay, I got you.
Yes, can I list your home? But there has been some times where it was that simple. They just fell in love with my personality, and they fell in love with the realness that I give them. Like, I don't sugarcoat anything. And so I work with a developer. So with my developer, of course, I get the listings. Right. And when it comes to like those, the other ones, it's really word of mouth that I get. And I do love the listing presentation aspect of it. But a lot of it is referrals, referrals. And that I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful, like beyond thankful, for that, being that I'm not from here.
Right. Well, I guess the investor relationship you have has helped propel you getting the listings, right? Because of some of the projects that you're working on. And at the same time, someone sees you're selling that project at a return that they're looking for. Why not be like, hey, my name is Michelle. How can I get your listing, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Look, at the end of the day, referral is the key to sustaining your business, right?
Exactly.
Because the proof is in the pudding. You've worked with the client, and they're advertising for you. It's like, trust this person. Trust everything that she's helped me. She's walked me through from A to Z what home ownership looks like. For that reason, I'm giving you, giving you clout. I'm giving you reason to trust her. Again, make sure that for whatever reason, she's going to sell your house. She's going to get the listing. Not get the listing. She's going to sell your house for the price you're looking for. Right. And we can move on from that.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah. So that's why, like, when it comes to relationships, like, I'm huge on relationship building, because you never know. And because of the work that we do, like, you're not going to go out acting crazy in the middle of the street. People are like, hey, that's Jimmy, like, no, you have to always present yourself, right. And, be honest, with people. And that's something that I definitely, I work hard, not work hard because it's kind of easy for me to do that, but just being honest with myself and with my clients. And I think that they see that in me, and they just say, the referrals, will come, they come to me. They come to me.
Michelle, what are some of the market misconceptions that you see today, especially when it comes to listing pricing? That gets scary sometimes. So how do you have those conversations?
It gets so scary.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
pricing is something where it's like, okay, so it's like, do you want your home sold?
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, if we put it at this one, then you're not going to get that much attention. But if you put it at this price, you're going to get the attention that you need. So when it comes to, they're thinking, oh, well, my neighbor sold theirs for like 1.3 million.
Right.
Well, my neighbor did this. Well, you're not your neighbor. And it's just coming with harsh and hard and positive and all those, things of just guiding them and teaching them, like, look, they have, 2,000 more square feet than yours.
Right.
They have a finished basement. They have a deck. They have, of course, no one wants to compare, like my home is better than your home, but
But
it's
you are
giving them,
comparing.
right. It is also giving them the reality behind it. And a lot of things now, like I was going through, I check the market 3 times a day,
Right.
morning, afternoon, and night. I love to see what's happening in there. And I'm noticing that things are sitting longer in certain areas because they're pricing.
Right.
You know, their pricing is like, wait. And then I'm like, well, they haven't sold here before. So you can't do what Montclair.
You mean making the impossible happen.
Exactly.
Right.
I need to take that, with me. But yeah, you can't do what Montclair is doing in East Orange.
Right.
You just can't.
Mm-mm,
It
two
doesn't
different
work.
markets,
It's
right.
completely
Same county, two different markets.
Right. You can't do it.
Right.
So I'm noticing a lot of things are just sitting and is pricing.
So when you present, what's that called? Your report. How do you use comps from what 6 months ago, as of yesterday? Like, how are you crafting these conversations? Because, like you said, some may see their house was sold for their neighbor's house sold at that time 6 months ago. 6 months ago, that market was different.
Right.
Maybe there was a traffic light there that's not there now. Maybe there's certain things that happen. Maybe there was a park that was built close to, proximity means everything when it comes
Right.
to listing, right?
Exactly.
So do you have that whole report of what's going on, what's happening, what should one look for? And yes, this is what's going to this is what's going to happen if we price it at this. Do you set them up that way?
Yes, I do. So I first get the background as to why they're selling, and
Right.
I say, okay, well, how soon do you need to sell? And is price important? Is selling it fast important? Like, what's most important? That's what we're going to focus on.
Right.
So I'm showing them the active, I'm showing them the under contract, and I'm showing them the sold. And I do 6 months, and I also do a year just
Okay,
to.
okay.
So it depends on what it is. And I say, okay, well, this home is very similar to yours, but it's sitting on the market a lot longer. Like, let's check as to why. Let me call the agent and get their feedback. And then the under contracts, I'm seeing, well, we all know, but I know, like, if you're selling in East Orange, as an example, it's really the town that's
Right.
giving you the challenges behind it. So they're not closing as fast. But then I look at the sold, and I'm looking at the days on market, and I'm saying, like, okay, well, it's 53 days on the market average, and then average under contract is like 55 days, and then active is average 50 something days. So
Right.
that's the average. But if they're like, no, I want to get this done, okay, well, we need to price it. This is where we need to price it
Right.
at. So we need to get it in. We need to get it out. So, but when you price it right, more people are looking at it like they have that hope, that feeling of, wow, I could get this for that.
Right. Because it makes sense, obviously,
yeah.
right? In this situation, right? Because of what the comps are supporting for the home to be sold at that price, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So the $1 million question, Michelle, a home price is coming down.
In certain areas.
Certain areas.
Yeah. In
Okay.
certain areas. Yeah. Not in Montclair. No.
Right.
Not.
But to be fair, Montclair is a unique market.
Yeah,
right?
let's say that's another country.
Right.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
a totally
it's a
different
unique
country.
market,
Like,
right,
it's
right.
completely different. But when, like, in East Orange, Irvington area, like, they're just overpriced, like,
Right.
right now. So you're seeing those price drops. Or the seller, they're just like, no, I want it, and okay, well, I'm gonna let it sit. Okay, we'll keep paying the taxes and
Yeah.
mortgage on that. But a lot of people in those areas, they want multifamily anyway. So
Right.
yeah, those are moving pretty quickly. What do you think?
I'm starting to see some resistance. Some prices are coming down now, right? Because like we've been year over year just growing in appreciation in homes. I mean, at some point, how much money you need to be making to buy a house now, right? I mean, given the fact that if cost of goods are high, homes are high, how much your employer is going to give you to buy a house? Like at some either someone's gifting you money or you're doing well in entrepreneur world
Right.
and buying that house, right? Because everything else, like the income has to be great in order to manage those mortgage payments, right?
Right.
And I see it sometimes. I'm like, whew, if I had to pay that number, I don't know if I can do it.
Right.
And right now we're comfortable, but going up another 1,000 or two, I don't think I would be able to do it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I do see in some, like you said, some pockets, some towns, it's coming down a tad bit, not drastically,
No,
but
not-
you see some
5,
resistance.
10,000.
Yeah, 5, 10,000,
Yeah.
not the 30 and 40,000.
No,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
definitely have
And-
not seen that.
That sounds crazy. Overbidding by 5, it's coming down. But when you're spending over 40, 5 does sound good coming down.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's how you and I are here today, right? It's relationship. I met you, I think, 4 years ago.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I met you, and clearly you had your relationship with different lenders, which you should, right?
Right.
And I saw some of the things you had going on online, and I'm like, okay, how she's doing the dual thing at the same time. That's what I felt like, wow, if she can do it and she's in the air, like you're probably answering calls sometimes when you're in a different time zone.
Yes.
And you're like, oh man, I got to answer it, because that's how important it is to you to make
Yes.
sure you're fulfilling your client needs. And I'm
Yes.
like, if she's doing that and the scoreboard's reflecting her business and she's enjoying life at the same time,
Right.
why not get to know Michelle? Because like something is working, right? So
Yes.
to your
Yeah.
point, I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
you're amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you do it, right? Because like sometimes you're in a different time zone, you're taking calls, clients don't know where you're located,
No.
and you're picking up the phone and like, hey, I can help you. Let me like, how do you deal with some of those difficulties when it does happen?
See, then again, I don't necessarily look at it as a difficulty, because I don't fly that often,
Right.
to be honest. So, but on the plane, we have, and on the larger planes, we have
The ones that you take, right?
yeah, not all the time. Not all the time, because I like to fly what I like to fly.
Right.
But on the larger planes, we have bunk beds or beds in
Okay,
there,
right.
for us, like when we need to rest. And that's the time where I take out my computer, tap into the internet. I respond to emails. I respond to texts.
Mhm.
I do a lot of that. And like, I believe a lot of people didn't know that I was a flight attendant. Like they're getting it like raw right now.
On Let's Talk About It.
Yeah, on Let's Talk About It.
I
Like,
love it.
yeah, so a lot of people did not know. And a lot of people found out at a birthday party that I had. And they're like, I'm like, look, I was in Dubai, not Dubai, I was in New Delhi, like
Right.
working your deal. They're like, huh? Like, what do you mean? And I'm
Right.
like, yes, like that's how dedicated I am with my clients and making sure that I'm always available. But I had that stigma with me, like they think I'm in the air. They're thinking I'm not available. Like, no, I make myself
Make
available.
yourself available. Speaking of making yourself available, can you share a story
Okay.
where, I'm pretty sure you have many stories, but one where everything, you used everything to get to that person either listing their home or buying their home.
Oh my gosh.
There's so many.
I feel like all of my deals are a success, like because we deal with so much here, especially in Essex County. We deal with a lot of major challenges. So, it's a particular one. Oh my gosh, do you really want to hear? I think I'm gonna get that pain in my neck of just of that stress. Oh, the memories behind it. Oh my gosh. Wait, let me think.
You solved.
I solved
You
it.
solved it, right?
Yeah.
Let the world know. Those who come on
man.
watch Let's Talk About It. How you solve? You keep it simple, right? Nothing crazy. We don't have to spend 20 minutes.
Can we
on it.
name drop?
No, well,
No, it's not bad.
Okay,
It
yeah.
just shows
Go ahead.
the communication that us agents, we definitely have to have with
Please
each
share.
other.
I think some need to know how important communication is.
Oh man, yeah, communication is huge.
Right.
It's so huge and it's great. Some people think that realtors need to go against each other. And it's like, wait a minute, we got to work. Come on now, we got to work this together. We have a goal. You have your goal for your client. I have a goal for my client. Like, we got to work together. So
Right.
I love it when us agents could definitely come together and get the deal done. Like, I love that aspect.
So that was part of the story?
Well, I try to make that my goal. Like, I don't want to be that agent where I'm hard to work with.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
then again, because you never know who's
Yeah.
on the other side. Like, you
Right,
just
right.
don't know.
Right.
But one particular one, oh my gosh, whew, you ready?
Yeah. 2 minutes. Just jump right
Okay,
into it.
all
Yeah,
right,
yeah, there
okay.
you go.
So I was working a deal with Victoria. You know
Yeah, I know
Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah, she's
Coldwell Banker,
amazing.
right.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is amazing. And we had a deal where the seller died. And he
Unfortunate.
died when he died, let's say he died like, I don't know, he died a long time ago, but
Okay.
nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
No, and then we didn't know that if you die
You find
in,
out through title.
yes.
Okay.
You die in one state, you have to, if you own a property in another state, you have to have all
Yeah.
that same paperwork,
Right.
dealing, you know.
You had to
And
go through probate court and all that.
we had
stuff.
to do everything.
Right.
It was like a learning experience for the both of us. Like you talk about like learning, like we had to learn, and then you had to go back to those laws
Right.
of when that person was living, like what laws were in place
Because it's in that state.
because it's in that state.
Right. And then selling that house
Right.
in Jersey.
Yeah. So now if a person passes away, if they're married, it goes to their wife.
Okay.
But years ago, it went to their surviving family members or
Right.
whatever. Like you had to go back to that. You had to have like all these signatures getting done, and like it was a lot. And then my client was doing a 203K who was like literally stressing everybody out. Like,
Right.
but you know, I just had to remain positive. Like both of us, like we literally, like she was going down to the town, I was going down to the town, calming my client down, and it took literally about 8 months, probably
Close.
longer,
Wow.
probably longer. Yeah, Victoria, don't get mad at me. You know I love you.
But
Like,
it's part. Well, it's a good. It's like you said. It's a learning experience,
Yeah.
right? I feel like we're in a business where every day we're dealing with new challenges, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
it's like anything else, right? You think you have it. It's supposed to be a quick, anywhere between 20 to 45-day close. Shouldn't be no problems.
you do that?
No, but we do it all the time. Right?
Do you really?
CMG, we have fun doing
Jimmy,
it. Yeah,
you're about
CMG.
to be on speed dial. Like you're gonna
Yeah, CMG, we do it all the time because we pretty much give the client their pre-approval up front. I'm almost a commitment letter, letting them
Okay.
know, like, look, this is what it is, what you can afford. Have a good day. The only signature we need is the appraisal and you doing your title due diligence. That's it. We're closing you. We got to keep
Where
it moving.
have you been? You've been here.
I've
What?
been here. I just need you to call me more.
Jimmy,
Yes.
you okay, you can hit me. Shame on me.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, because given where we at, right? People are looking for services yesterday.
Yes.
I have the team. All I'm doing is just making sure that I get the proper information and document it, and I let my team do everything else. That's why it's possible for me to do what I'm doing today when it comes to Let's Talk About It and lending at the same time. It's because of the team that I have.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
It makes life easy. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I definitely love that.
Thank you,
And
thank you,
because
thank you.
I haven't I don't want to speak bad, but yeah. Thank you.
It's gonna
for,
change.
Yeah.
It's gonna change.
It is.
We're affirming today.
Yeah.
There you go. I love
I
it.
love it.
So what is the most personal achievement you're proud of?
A personal achievement. Probably getting my broker license, going going away to college years ago. Helping out my family, that's a big thing.
Right.
I love helping. That's the key to me is helping, and with my family, even though I don't see them a lot.
Right.
And if I'm that one where they could call, like, hey, Auntie Shell.
Auntie Shell.
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah, I go by Auntie Shell, and just being there, for them, and that's my heart.
I love it.
I don't have any children, so I'm pro auntie, and yeah.
So they're happy when they
it's
see you during the
really-
holidays and birthdays.
Say that again.
They love when they see you during the holidays
If
and
they
birthdays.
get to see me.
If they get to see you.
Yeah. I'm the only one here in New Jersey, so. and that's why it's important. Like my real estate family, they're my family
They're your
as
family.
well, and I'm so appreciative of them, you know,
Right.
because they know that I'm not from here,
Right.
and I love when they invite me over for holidays. I love when I get invited to baby showers, weddings, sadly funerals,
Right.
and because they're my family away from my family. But when I get emotional a little bit when I talk about like my nieces and nephews
I
because
see it.
I want them to know like I love them so much.
Right.
Yeah. So that's mainly it. Like just being there for my family.
As I see my older kids going away for college, I'm like, wow, they may not even come back. I'm like, I'm soaking in all this time now, right?
Soak it in.
Because it goes by quick.
Yeah.
It
It definitely does.
So you travel the world. Which is your favorite country?
Well, right now it's Cape Town because I go to get my hair braided.
Right.
Which I'm like looking at my calendar, like, man, when can I go away? Like,
Right.
um, I love Ghana.
Okay.
I'm doing their medical mission
Okay.
this year.
Nice.
Their food. Have you been?
No.
Oh my
I
gosh.
want to go.
You should do the medical mission.
As we continue to grow our business, I'm going to be able to do that.
Yes.
Right.
But Ghana. I
Okay.
love Ghana. I love the food. The people are amazing.
I heard wonderful things about
Yes.
Africa.
Yeah, they just got rated like safest place to be.
I definitely, it's something that it's on my to-do list for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely on my to-do list.
Yeah.
So when you're in Jersey, what is your favorite restaurant or cuisine? Because sometimes, you know, some people are skeptical about the restaurant. They don't want to put them on blast. But I feel like,
Okay.
why not?
Why not? I love Chit Chat.
Okay. Oh, that's
It's
in West
simple.
Orange, right?
Yes,
That's off
yeah.
of Eagle Rock.
Yes.
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 I've passed it a couple times, but I've never eaten at Chit Chat.
Oh, really?
No.
It's a great place
Is
because
it?
they have like conversation things
Okay.
on their table where you could get to know people.
I'm now
Like if
gonna
you need
check
to
it
go
out.
on a like a business
Right.
thing, you could go there.
Okay.
And I like checking out Black-owned restaurants.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot is happening.
yeah.
A lot is growing in these areas, in Hudson and Essex County. A lot of
Yeah.
Black-owned restaurants are popping up now.
Yes.
So I'm happy about that.
Yes. Yeah. There's Season in Inglewood.
Okay. My office is in Paramus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I gotta try it now. Seasons in Inglewood.
Yes.
Is it
It's
that
good.
Okay. What
Yeah,
kind of food
it's
is this?
good. It's Caribbean,
Caribbean?
Asian.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like. Okay, I gotta try it now.
They have one in Brooklyn as well, so they expanded in
Okay.
New Jersey. It is
They
amazing.
So they're from Brooklyn,
Brooklyn.
and now they're in New Jersey. And I didn't know about this.
they
There's a
have,
big problem. I need to know about this. Yeah, I definitely gotta.
they have oxtail dumplings.
Oxtail dumplings.
You gotta try it.
I'm so going this week. I am so because my office is in Paramus. Like I said, Inglewood's not far from me at all.
You gotta try
Cuisines.
it. Yes.
I gotta try it.
The oxtail dumplings are amazing.
Yeah. I love oxtail.
Their
so-
drinks are do you drink?
Sometimes.
Okay, so don't go there for drinks.
Okay.
Yeah,
because
you'll be out in a wheelchair.
I'll be in a wheelchair because of drinking.
They're pretty strong. I was
Okay.
like, whoa, wait, what?
Thank
wait,
goodness
what?
for Uber. Thank
I
goodness for
know.
Uber.
Yes.
So I gotta try it out now.
Yeah, you
I
gotta try it
cuisines.
out.
I'm in northern New Jersey like 5 days a week, so it's more
Okay.
reason for me to be trying out this restaurant. after
Now,
that.
are you further down?
So I'm in Paramus. I'm in the Summit, New Providence, Union County
Okay.
area. Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
not too far, but my office is there, and I feel like to get work done, I can't work from home. I'm just not that
Oh yeah.
that professional. I have to do everything at that office. So I
Yeah.
travel every day to Paramus
Mm-hmm.
and work, podcasts, and come here to the
Yeah.
studio here.
Okay.
That's my two places of interest: the studio and Paramus. I don't stay home.
Okay.
I can't. I don't know how
Okay.
to.
I love my bed.
Well, you see a lot, right? So
yeah, I
it
get
makes you
things
appreciate
done
it,
though.
yeah,
I definitely
which
get
makes
things
sense,
done. Yeah.
I'm just it's an excuse. It's an excuse for me not to do anything. So that's why I'm always tapped in to go someplace to get work done.
Okay. Alrighty.
Well, Michelle, thank you so much for coming on. Let's
Thank
talk about it.
you.
I appreciate your time.
Thank
I'm gonna try this restaurant for sure, and I can't wait to say it.
It's CZEN.
Okay. She said oxtail dumplings. Damn, that tastes so good.
They're good.
I'm
They're
excited.
good.
I'm
They're
excited.
good.
I gotta try it. Again, thank you for coming on Let's Talk About
Thank
It.
you.
I love it. If you're looking for Let's Talk About It, it's on your favorite streaming platform, YouTube, Amazon. Like I said, type in Let's Talk About It by Jimmy Mortgage and I will pop up. Again, Michelle, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hey listeners, are you looking to improve your home comfort and save on your energy bills? Let's talk about Seal Power. They've been awarded Energy Star Sustained Excellence Award, seen on Good Morning America, the New York Times, and World News. Seal Power is dedicated to keeping your home cozy while saving money. Check out their website for tips and incentives and more at CIELPOWER.com. Stay comfortable and save with Seal Power, where comfort meets efficiency. Follow them on Instagram for updates and more, and Let's Talk About It as well. Thank you.